Hi guys, in today's video I am going to be beginning with a new drawing. Now this drawing is quite different for me because it is obviously smaller than my last drawings. What I'm depicting is kind of deep in emotion and I have no idea how the final outcome is gonna look like. So let's just see how it goes. I'll be very honest, I kind of struggle between deciding if I should be making it or if I should not be making it. And then I was like, if I got the idea, maybe it's for a reason and not every work of art has to be a masterpiece. Just allowing myself to chill a little bit. And a thing that I would like to mention is that this might seem like a very dark drawing, and a lot of my works have had that common theme of deep, usually kind of negative emotions. And during my exhibition, two random people asked me directly in my face if I was depressed, which was quite weird. Now, these paintings are moments of intense emotion, and I'm sure we can all relate with it. May it be grief, may it be anxiety, may it be feeling lost, maybe stagnation. These emotions are quite strong, and I'm not saying that they might not last longer for some people, but like if I'm drawing it doesn't mean that that's all, like that's my life. Like it was a moment in my life and I just want to depict what I felt, and I'm sure a lot of people can relate to it. So that is why I'm doing it. I know I don't have to justify myself, but I just want to put it out there. Let's just get right into the painting. I want to begin this video by talking about grief. Grief, simply how I experienced it. I know that as I grow older, what grief means to me may change, but something that never will is that grief is inevitable. Before I experienced it, everything felt possible. I never truly considered its existence. The innocence of my younger mind convinced me that this couldn't happen. God wouldn't do this to me. I miss that innocence, the way I lived almost fearlessly unchained. Hi guys, so currently I am working on the well. It is so difficult to move away from my natural perfectionist tendencies and be okay and trust the process. As I mentioned earlier, I do not know how the final outcome is going to be. I do not have a reference image. It is very difficult to tell yourself at every step of the way that it is going to work out. I don't know if it's gonna work out. If it doesn't, you probably wouldn't even be seeing this video. But let's hope for the best and let's see how it goes. I am going to complete the well first and then I'm going to move on to the girl. So, yeah. As unbearable as it is to lose someone, it's no secret that grief changes your perspective. It makes you question everything. It can alter the course of your life. But perhaps even harder than loss is watching your loved ones in pain. You're there for each other, but not fully, because everyone is grieving in their own way. Every person carries a different version of grief. Hi guys, so far I have made some progress. 1/4 of the well is done. I am planning to complete this in 5 days, but let's see how it goes. I have brought these little amethyst stones inside my studio. Looking at them just makes me happy and they look magical and just adds to the environment of the studio and promotes creativity. So I have a few of them lying here. I absolutely love them actually. For me, it felt like being pulled inward, like sinking into a space no one else could reach. A feeling of emptiness. That's where the idea for this piece was born. A girl lying at the bottom of a deep well. It's quiet down there, too quiet, but not peaceful, because when you're in pain, silence can be deafening. Hi guys! Yes, I am sitting on the floor. I quickly wanted to talk about the artwork and what it has been like. I mentioned it earlier in the video that this is like a new kind of artwork for me, and it is quite rich in meaning and quite not as grand, but it is taking some time. So I was really just questioning myself. The well wasn't looking like a well. I mean, it was, but it wasn't looking as good as I wanted it to look. But through the process, through everything, through external motivation along with internal motivation, um, I have reached a point where I am satisfied with the artwork, and it didn't just come up all of a sudden. So day before, I was like working on the well, and I had almost done more than 1/4 of it, and suddenly I came up with a technique that made the bricks look much more brickier and more textured like I wanted it. And so I just want to say that when you are working on an artwork and you just cannot figure out what to do, just keep going, try different things, and through the process you might reach a point where even you get surprised by how good of a technique you have just created, come across. So yeah, that's just what I wanted to share. The circular bricks that surround her aren't just structure, they represent how grief comes back in waves. Not always loud, not always heavy, but always present in some form. Grief does not follow a straight line, it spirals, and sometimes, even when we think we've climbed out, a single memory can pull us right back in. The figure lying there, she is not trying to escape. She is simply existing in her grief. And sometimes that's the only thing you can do. Hi guys. So ever since I discovered the technique, everything's been going really well. It's probably not the best works of mine and probably not my favorite, but what I'm telling myself is that as soon as I get this over with, I can begin with a new painting, and I think that painting is going to be amazing. I don't know, it's amazing in my head. I don't know how well I'm going to be able to execute it, but it's quite special to me. So let's see how it goes, and I hope you guys are as excited as I am. Before I share my final thoughts, I quickly want to say that fine art prints for grief, along with many more, are available on nandinikotawala.com. If you would like to receive regular updates, I would request you to subscribe to my newsletter. Hi guys, so the artwork is about to come to an end. It might not seem like it, but it really is. A very small portion of the bricks is left, and then for the light and shadow moment, I'm actually gonna use the kneadable eraser to kind of create the lighting effect. And this, I think I'm gonna be done quite quickly. Making this was, I wouldn't say like the most enjoyable process, because it's like these repetitive bricks again and again and again and again. But what gave me company was watching a bit of Modern Family. I think for this painting, it really wasn't about me enjoying it. It was about me challenging myself to not work from a reference. I usually take my own references. I know there's nothing wrong with that, but I just wanted to kind of train my brain into also working from imagination and not having like a concrete reference. It just, I think, gives you a little more confidence. It is more about the message, the feeling, the emotion, than really just me enjoying the process. However, for the next work, I want to work on an oil painting. Really just embracing the power of femininity, and let's see if that is how everything plans out. There's stillness at the bottom of the well, but not one without meaning. It holds the echoes of conversations never had, hugs never given, moments that never got to be. But it also holds space for reflection, for surrender, and for slow, subtle rise of light that always somehow finds its way in. Grief doesn't disappear, but in its presence, we learn how to carry it, how to live again, even if differently, and maybe that's where healing quietly begins. Hi guys, I am so beyond excited. I am about to finish the artwork. All that's left is that round in the middle. I think when I complete it, everything is gonna tie in together. I'm gonna get the first look of the final outcome. I'm very excited, and also I have to work on the light and shadows of the bricks a little bit. Otherwise, we are going to complete this painting very, very soon. I don't want to take more than 2 more days, but let's see how that plans out. So, yeah. As this artwork comes to an end, I would love to know your thoughts about the artwork. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and see you guys in the next one. Before I leave, here is the final review.